Hello and welcome to the All Things Leeds podcast. It's episode 40. I'm Nketiah, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Charles Foster. Hello.
Hi mate, you alright?
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, a bit of rough traffic on the way down though, wasn't it?
Oh, it's awful. We record this around 6 p.m. and rush hour traffic is awful. It is awful to drive in. But anyway, episode 40. Mad. 10 off 50.
We must be coming up to the anniversary one shortly, because we started about October last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
We must be coming up to the anniversary.
Yeah, I need to check that. We need to do a special one for the anniversary. If it lands on 50, that'll be amazing.
It won't land on 50, it's too close.
Probably won't, but that'll be amazing if it does. We're also joined in the studio by one of your mates, Charles. He's a big Leeds fan, making his debut on the All Things Leeds podcast. It is Clark Bradley. Hello, Clark.
Hey up.
You alright?
Not too bad, how are you?
I'm not bad at all. Thank you for coming on. Really do appreciate it. When people are coming on for the first time, we appreciate it.
I know, we've only had a few regulars recently. We haven't had a new person on for a while.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. But the more the merrier. I always say. Well, we've got loads to talk about in this episode of the podcast. We'll look back on Leeds United's Centenary game last Saturday. Leeds United beating Birmingham City 1-0 at Elland Road. We'll then, of course, discuss the 1-1 draw with Preston North End. That was away at Deepdale on Tuesday night, and it was a missed opportunity really for Leeds United. We'll discuss more about that. There's of course been a load of Centenary celebrations and new kits being released as well, so we'll go over all of them as well as other bits of news coming out of Elland Road before looking ahead to Saturday's big game that sees Leeds United take on Gary Monk Sheffield Wednesday away at Hillsborough. This is the All Things Leeds podcast. Well, here we are then, back for another week of podcasting. Podcasting. I've said that really posh, didn't I?
That's how the Preston commentators are saying Alioski.
What? Alioski.
Yeah,
Alioski.
on the stream.
Yes. But we are joined by a Leeds fan and friend of the show, Clark Bradley. And Clark, as always, on the All Things Leeds podcast, when we have someone new on there making the debut, we'd like to find out a bit more about them. So just tell us, how long have you been supporting Leeds for? When did you start supporting them? And what's your earliest memory supporting Leeds? Do you remember your first game?
Well, I've been supporting Leeds all my life, so 20 years since my dad condemned me to this life. My earliest memory, I think was it Watford at home? I was sat in the East Stand with my dad. I don't remember much, but it was a 0-0 draw, like a lot around that time. Just boring football.
When we were in League One or Championship?
No, I think that was just after we'd gone down from the Premier League. Yeah, so it's quite a while ago now. But yeah, it was just boring 0-0 football.
Yeah.
We had best memory supporting Leeds. Got to be the home game to Tottenham in the FA Cup.
Oh, yeah, that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know we lost, but
the replay.
Yeah, the replay we had it. It was amazing, but
yeah, I thought you won about the game that we beat him in.
Oh yeah, with the Betford penalty.
Yeah, no, the FA Cup fourth round game, it was like 2012 or something. Spurs, they played the full team. Gareth Bale were playing. Luke Varney scored the first goal. McCormack, he scored a screamer.
What's happened to him?
McCormack, he scored a screamer. I think it was.
Luke Varney's abroad now.
Terrible
player.
I think Clint Dempsey, he scored for Spurs. Yes,
the American.
The American. I think he scored for Spurs in that game. And then the game finished. Referee blew the final whistle, and Rudolf Ossen just had a strike on goal from his own half, and the ball rolled in, but it didn't count because the referee blew his final whistle, so it finished 2-1. But that FA Cup replay, that was a good night, though.
Yeah, I was right at the top of the East Stand, just crammed in. The atmosphere was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I remember that Arsenal FA Cup replay. That was awesome. Bradley Johnson's screamer.
Goal against Arsenal.
What a goal that was! I was in the East Stand up. Yeah, that was a great night. Even though we lost, Arsenal, they played the full team, and it was great seeing it. Really, really good seeing it. Your first game came before I really got into Sporting Leeds. I got into Sporting Leeds when we were back in League One.
So you've had a bit less time of disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably,
I just remember
he had more disappointment because he was supporting us when we were still just gone down. He was in the third division when he supported.
No, but I really got into Leeds in that promotion season. So.
Yeah, that kind of era. Because we had such a good bunch of players that we'd randomly bought for like barely any money, and in a shit era with shit owners. Oh, sorry about that. In a bad era, bad owners, and we really. We just about managed to go up because obviously the Leeds self-destructive streak kicked in, a bit like it's kind of kicked in the last couple of years, where we were flying in like December, then January, and then we just fell off massively and only just got second.
Yeah. What's your favourite moment supporting Leeds?
In recent years or of all time?
Of all time.
Of all time.
What's the big moment that stands out to you? That just when you think about Leeds United, you think about that?
That's really tough. I've got a couple of them, but most of mine are in recent years. I really enjoyed Roof's first goal for Leeds against Aston Villa in the 2-0 win at home in the Monk season. That was brilliant. I watched Becchio's goal against Middlesbrough. That was brilliant. That was a great goal. That was a great moment. But yeah, the Blackburn when we scored 2 goals in extra time last season, that has got to be well up there. Yeah, my favourite moments of all time supporting Leeds.
That was great. That was fantastic. From recent memory, that was fantastic.
I've never been more annoyed at conceding such a terrible goal in the 90th minute and still so happy at full time.
I thought the Villa comeback was better than that though, like more satisfying.
I thought that we played much better in that game, but it was just for sheer emotional value, from going from so low to so high in 5 minutes.
For the second time in about 4 days as well.
Yeah, because they were back-to-back brilliant comebacks. Obviously, the Villa one was from 2-0 down, whereas the Blackburn one we were 2-1 down, but it's still very good.
I was sat in a leisure centre in Lincolnshire, watching that on my laptop.
The Villa game?
No, the Villa game. I was in the pub.
I was in my local.
I turned round to one of the old guys in there and just went, Roof's going to score a 95th minute winner. He went, if he does that, I'll buy you a drink. Scored. Got me a drink.
What did he buy you?
I'm very basic, so just Carlin.
Good choice.
I like
Carlin. I quite like Carlin.
Beer.
Quite like Carlin. Exactly. So your best moment supporting Leeds is that FA Cup free play.
Yeah, just that memory always stands out for me.
Nice.
All the Man U win.
To be fair, Dakara's goal against Forest as well at home. That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
That was amazing.
I was in South Stand for that.
I was in South Stand as well.
Remember turning around just looking at everyone like no one knew what to do for about 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was like, what has just happened here?
Complete workhorse, terrible player, brilliant goal.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant goal. But yeah, it's always interesting to hear how people got around supporting Leeds, especially our age, because Leeds, back when we got into supporting Leeds, were just dreadful. So it's always interesting hearing how people got into supporting Leeds. Well, moving on then, let's go over the Centenary game from last Saturday. Leeds United joined 1-1 with Pep Clotet's Birmingham City at Elland Road. Charles and Clark, you guys weren't there, were you? So, but I was using my season ticket at South Stand. And firstly, what a great experience this was. What a day it was. An awesome occasion. It was really, really busy before the game, hours before the game. They had loads of stuff going on. They had a stage where former players were going on. I think I got there when Ben Parker was on there. I think Jermaine Beckford was on there at one point. Fantastic stuff going around. Programmes, they sold out really, really quickly. There's £5 ones, there's the special edition ones, which Leeds United then sold online, but postage and packaging was more expensive than the actual programme, which is just a bit annoying. But Square Ball magazine, that sold out as well. So everyone were down there, everyone was in the spirit. It was a fantastic occasion, of course, in the game as well. When players coming out, there's fireworks on the pitch. I've never seen anything like it. It was just probably one of the best moments at Elland Road for me.
I mean, I only saw the highlights and a dodgy stream of the game, so I'll have to take your word for that.
Yeah,
I saw the pictures of all the flags in the crowd and obviously the bits of paper they hold up to make 100.
I was really annoyed though because the bits of paper was only in the east end and cheese wedge and the east and the northeast corner. There wasn't anywhere else in the garden. I really wanted one, so I was quite annoyed. But of course they only matter about camera size.
Do you remember? I think it was the playoff game where we had the flags going around the south stand and they were just going over our heads. And then there was a point where, because it was the flag was moving too slowly, none of us could see a thing, and I was just kind of passing it over. And the woman that sits in front of us that's got a season ticket, she was like, "I wonder what you would put on my head then." I was trying to pass the flag forward.
You were best not seeing that game though.
It were rough.
Yeah. Let's not.
The Wigan game hurt more personally.
Yeah. Let's not go back over that. Let's stay in high spirits.
Sheffield United had just drawn in Millwall scored a 90th minute equaliser against them, and then all we had to do was beat 10-man Wigan
After that game, I got so drunk that I lost my phone and cracked it when I found it. I was that annoyed.
Let's not remind ourselves. Let's stay in high spirits here. Of course, a fantastic occasion the Centenary game, a special game and celebration. There was all flags in the crowd. It was such a really, really good occasion. But getting into the game, of course, unchanged from the Millwall game. No players are back from injury yet. Still, Pablo Hernandez. He was out with a calf injury, but now he's out with a hamstring problem. Forshaw still out with a hip injury. Shackleton out with his hamstring injury, and Liam Cooper also was out with his groin problem, but hopefully they're all back soon. But the game, fantastic first half from Leeds United. Really, really good first half from Leeds. There was, you were questioning will they play for the occasion or play for the game, and I think they played the occasion really well, and they're well up for it in that first half. They were really, really impressed. They were pressing really well. It was a great clip. I think it was around the 19th minute that's gone online of the players just rushing and pressing, and then Elland Road just burst into a noise, and it's fantastic. One of the best moments from the game for me, because Elland Road just started getting really loud. I was like, well, we're just cheering and pressing. I've never seen anything like it.
The effort though. It's not the pressing.
Yeah,
it's the effort.
It's the effort. It was fantastic. It's fantastic. One of the moments that stick out for me in that game, really. But again, we just missed a load of chances. There was at one point where it was like 4 chances in a matter of about 15 seconds, I think. Bamford, he should have had a shot, but he backheeled it to.
No, I think he was right to backheel it, because I think with how fast he was going and the angle it was at on his weak foot, there's no way he'd got it on target.
Yeah.
So he decided to let offer Costa, which is the right decision.
Yeah.
Costa hits it straight and forward in front of him, despite he could have gone either side. Yeah. But Dallas is the main one, because he played that 1-2 with Click, and he was about 11 yards out, goal at his mercy, hits it straight at camp.
Yeah.
Admittedly on his left foot, he's right-footed, but you got to bury them.
Yeah.
But the thing mentioned about the effort, the thing is, there's nothing you'll get more abuse for by Leeds fans or football fans in general than not putting effort in. And there's nothing, no matter how bad you are, if you put in effort, you will get at least a modicum of respect.
Yeah, like if you're not scoring, if you're putting in effort, we'll love the players.
You'll get more slack. Like Andy Hughes from a few years ago, wasn't the best player, but because he tried so hard in every single game, he's still fondly remembered now.
Like, we've had to put up with players who were crap and just didn't put barely any effort in. Right now we've got players who are playing for that shirt, and it's great to see. Fantastic. We played really, really good at first half, but again, loads of missed chances. 0-0 at half time. Patrick Bamford, he went off Eddie Nketiah. Bamford, I felt as though he did well, but he just wasn't scoring. Do you think it was a bit harsh though to take him off at half time?
I think it's hard to say about this,
because we got worse when Eddie
the kind of
Nketiah
media speculation would have affected this.
Yeah.
Because because obviously I know Bielsa is not easily influenced by opinion and that. But if he sees that Bam was missing a few chances first 45, he's maybe not working as hard, not playing as well. I mean, I thought he did work hard in the first half, but he wasn't playing as well. He might have thought, well, I'll just chuck Eddie on for the second half and see what happens.
Yeah.
And people were saying, we got worse when Eddie came on, but I don't think that was because Eddie was playing poorly. I think it's because the Leeds squad just dropped off 10 yards and decided to just play much deeper than we were in the first half.
Yeah, we seem to do that, don't we, Clark? Especially like second halves, especially at home, we seem to just go all out in first half, and in second half we just seem to drop back, and it's quite frustrating to watch, really.
Well, it fits with the whole thing of what's been happening this season. We play brilliantly, we play amazing football, we press, we harry, we don't score, and then we've done all that, and then go into the second half, and we drop off, but then we score. I really don't.
Yeah,
it's really weird. Isn't it?
I don't understand it.
Like, we were worse in the second half, but of course we did manage to
I think
score.
it's just when we're hammering an opponent and we're having huge amounts of pressure on them and pushing them back into their own box, there's no space for us to operate. As soon as we drop back and they come on to us, there's space behind them, which we then exploit and score. I think I don't know whether this is on Twitter or whether it's on Square Ball, and they were saying, like, we need to be worse so that we can be better.
Square Ball.
Square Ball.
Yeah,
we need to play less well to score more goals.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
What's the thing of, like, we play better, we score more goals against good teams? Like,
I think it's because it opens the opposition a bit more. Like, when we sit back, they come at us a bit more. But when we sat back in the second half, Birmingham came at us a bit more, and left it a lot more open going forward. Of course, we take off Mataush Click for Tyler Robertson 61 minutes. At that point, I was thinking, why are you taking off Click with half an hour to go. Clicks, he's one of the better players in the team, and I feel as though we did lose something in that midfield, but Roberts going forward, I felt did fine, and it did open up Birmingham a little bit more.
It was more of a mistake though where we got the goal from.
Yeah,
it was a bad pass.
Yeah, of course.
That Jack Harrison intercepts.
Yeah, of course. 65 minutes. It's a great goal, to be honest. I mean, Jack Harrison
does
winning the ball,
right, intercepts the ball, lays it off for someone in a better position than he is.
Jack Harrison
he can make a cross when it's only 3 yards.
Yeah.
Eddie was calling for it, but Eddie was about 2 yards offside.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he was calling for it, because if he'd received the ball, it would have been given offside. Like Phillips is the only option there.
Yeah.
And even then, he hits it straight at Lee Camp.
Yeah, Lee Camp probably should have done better.
It goes
here.
through him. He must have been invisible.
Yeah.
Before this game, I forgot Lee Camp was a thing. And he's
How
forgot
has
his
he not
hand.
retired yet?
He's a meme.
But apparently he's now forgot his hands are a thing.
So,
But it didn't hit his hand. It kind of
It went
stuck under his
underneath him.
armpit. It was like
It
it
went
went
underneath
under
him.
his
Yeah.
waist,
Went for a
armpit.
cuddle.
yeah,
Weird.
I was surprised at it winning, because I was like, oh, Lee Camp saved this. It's a poor effort.
It deflected really weird as well, because he hit his left side, and then it bounced up into the top left corner.
Yeah, I was surprised, like, how on earth is that going in? But it's a good goal, though. Jack Harrison winning the ball high up the field, doing his job well. The defender, he was pretty poor, but Jack Harrison winning the ball, laying it off to Calvin Phillips. And, of course, it's going to be Calvin Phillips, the Leeds lad, to score the first goal, and what proved to be the only goal in the Centenary game. Of course, it's going to be Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, the Yorkshire Polo coming up clutch.
It had to be him.
You love to see it, you really do, because he hasn't scored this season. He only got one goal last season.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it was the latest goal we've ever scored at Middlesbrough away. But that was really important to score then around that time and to win the game.
Yeah.
You have to win your Centenary. It's not like Centenary games come around every week.
Yeah, we had to win this one.
You only get one Centenary game.
Yeah.
You need to win it.
It'd have been the most Leeds thing ever to
lose
lose
it.
it there.
the Centenary
But did you
game.
see
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips' face after the game? Have you seen
Yeah.
a photo of him?
Yeah.
His smile goes from about Beeston to Holbeck.
Yeah, honestly.
He would beam him.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so pleased with Calvin Phillips, because he's a Leeds lad, living the dream, playing for his boyhood club. He's one of the best players
starts
now.
every week.
Yeah, he's one of the best players now, and he's gone down in history. He will go down in history. In 100 years' time, people will be looking back, that Centenary game Calvin Phillips scored. Honestly, it's fantastic.
Can he
We'll
reach
still
his,
be in the Championship.
Can he reach his 150th game this season?
I'm not sure, mate.
I'm pretty sure. No, because he got his 100th game last season against Swansea, didn't he?
Probably could. He probably could.
Swansea at home was it in January? He got his 100th game.
If we do a click and just play him every single game, no matter what.
Well, I mean, he plays every game anyway,
Yeah.
apart from maybe the cup. But even in the cup, he sometimes plays. So
Yeah.
against everyone's better judgment.
But no, a fantastic goal here. Calvin Phillips, so pleased for him. Of course, it's going to be the Leeds lad to score the only goal in this Centenary game. ALAW and Nketiah, they came close as well. It was very nervy towards the end, though. Birmingham could have easily nicked a point or even a win, really.
There was that last minute header at the back post
Yeah.
where it goes,
that free
goes just
kick.
behind him.
That free kick as well.
I be honest, I was so worried about that, and then I was laughing afterwards, because not only did Gary Gardner screw up the free kick, boot straight into the wall, he injured himself taking it. he was visibly limping after he took the terrible free kick. It was like a double whammy.
Yeah, but it was very nervy though. Birmingham, they didn't create much, but the chances that they did create were very close. And Nketiah, he kept on dropping everything. Yeah, it was very nervy towards the end.
There was one that just went wide of the post, wasn't there, from about 30 yards.
Yeah.
Where it was like a hit and hope from one of the Birmingham players. It went about a yard wide.
Yeah. But of course, it did finish 1-0 though to Leeds United. But it could have easily been a 1-1 draw like the Derby and Forest games, where we look back on it and think we dominated that game and we should have come out with 3 points, but we've only come out with one or none really, because Birmingham could have easily nicked all 3 points. Really, we just need to put teams to the sword, don't we? We need to finish teams off.
We need to get a second goal.
Yeah,
The second goal is it, because we have such a good defence that we only ever really concede one goal per every now and again. Every other game. So if we get 2 goals, if we score twice in the first half, if we turned our first half dominance into 2-0 at half time, we would win every game.
Yeah,
because we don't. Have we conceded 2 goals yet in one game this season?
we've stuck.
No, I mean in a league game.
Probably have.
Have we? I don't think we have.
I can't remember.
No,
one that
Maybe not. Yeah,
we got
maybe
one
not.
against Bristol City, didn't we? One against Forest, one against Derby.
Probably not.
I don't think we have conceded more than 1 goal in a game.
That's true.
Which is good, but we also haven't really scored much more than 1 goal.
We've had
a
a
game.
lot of 1-0 scorelines, like 1-0 against Brentford,
and
1-0
1-1s
against
as well. Yeah,
Birmingham, 1-0 against West Brom.
Very low scoring.
There's this thing whenever I'm watching a game, my dad win 1-0 up. Every single time he always turns around and just goes, "We could do with another one." Every single time, like every other minute. And I've started turning around to him and saying, well, yeah, we could always do another one. It's football.
Yeah.
I would say to him in the crowd whenever, like, the 88th minute or something and the other team's got a corner, I was just like, this is a goal.
Oh, I hate corners.
He just turns around and goes, something so negative.
Shut up.
And then they score.
Shut up, yeah.
No, but it has happened before. Like, the Forest game, I was watching it with me. I think I was watching it with me.
What an awful
brother.
game.
I think it was my brother or my dad was with me. And I just went, yeah, this is going to be a goal. This I can sense one coming here.
Well, stop saying it. You jinx it. Stop saying it.
To be fair, that ball went in through no fault of Lewis Graben. So maybe it was your
will. It pinged
will.
off his arm, off Alioski's head, through Nketiah's arms.
You just need to stop saying it. You're jinxing it all the time.
Every time we concede a corner, I just say, I hate corners.
Because if you say, oh, this is going to be a goal, you're either wrong and buzzing, or you're right and people hate your guts.
Yeah.
Like, he hates my guts when I say, oh, yeah, we're going to concede.
I really do. But, of course, a win here over Birmingham City. Great celebrations afterwards. They had blue and yellow ribbons come down from the top of the stand.
That was funny because they weren't willing to do that until they knew we'd won. And we didn't know we were going to win until the game had literally gone full time.
If we had drawn the game or lost the game, would they have done that? Probably not.
No, if we were 2-0 up at about the 70th minute, they probably would have done it. The fact is that nobody knew until like full time whether or not we were going to concede a scrappy, terrible goal.
Yeah. Big celebrations. Ugly scenes though from the away end. Birmingham fans just kicking off for no reason, throwing chairs and flares into the Leeds fans. We're just in the crowd, just like, what on earth are you doing there? While punching stewards and policemen.
We don't have a rivalry with them either.
No. They just kicked off for no reason. They started punching policemen, and
they were just annoyed that they couldn't ruin the celebration.
Yeah,
so everyone's got a rivalry against us.
So they took their anger out on the stewards and policed women and men, which of course it isn't good. Ugly scenes there. But thank you to the policemen and stewards as well for keeping it all under control. They did well, and yeah, they did a great job. So a big thank you to them. But yeah, 1-0 win over Birmingham City, and that put us in good stead heading into Tuesday night's game. Before the game, Preston, they had played 6 home games, won 5 and drawn 1, so they were unbeaten at home and are still. So, would you have taken a point before this Preston game?
They've been in. I know Clark was saying about Preston never been a good team. The last few years we've had a pretty decent record at Deepdale. Yeah. Obviously, other than that, the Christensen bit where we just turned up and got slapped. Yeah. Like we always did under Christensen and Heckingbottom. But yeah, we've got a good record there. But they've built a kind of cheap, decent team there.
Yeah, they build a solid foundation. Yeah. Alex Neil as well is a decent manager. Of course, got Norwich promoted.
They've got some good youth players. They've got Sean Maguire's a good player. They've got Mbake, is pretty good. Ben Pearson's a good defensive midfielder. Not as good as Calvin Phillips, but a good midfielder. So yeah, they've got a good team there.
Yeah, they've got a good team.
They've got an experienced Championship manager in Alex Neil. He got Norwich up a few years ago. Yeah. So they're not to be taken lightly, and they've got a good record, and they scored the most goals in the league. Yeah. And we obviously conceded the fewest goals in the league. So I expected it to be a really entertaining game. And why was I wrong?
Yeah, it was a very lacklustre game, very frustrating. Yeah, it wasn't particularly a great game at all. Missed chances again, loads of missed chances from Bamford. Every time he got the ball into a good area, just seemed to sky it over the bar.
There was that one where he was about 8 yards out and he hit it out for a throw in.
Yeah. I saw it come up on my phone. And it said Bamford's shot goes for a throw in. Yeah.
Doing his best Nicolas Pepe impression there.
No, his best Steve Morrison impression.
Oh. he does run a bit more than Steve Morrison.
Yeah, I've seen coma victims that run more than Steve Morrison.
Jesus. But a massively frustrating game. 0-0 at half time. I think everyone was expecting changes, like we saw in the Birmingham game. I think everyone was expecting Eddie Nketiah to come on for Bamford because he was poor. But yeah, no chances at all. We were better the second half though Leeds United, but it still wasn't a great game. Preston didn't really attack much, but when they did, they scored on 74 minutes. They were on the break.
It just came from Alioski doing a terrible cross into the box. Yeah. It just got cleared. And then because everyone was so far forward, we only had...
I think it was just Berardi at the back.
It was Berardi and Ben White, and obviously Ben White was racing back to stop the cross. And Berardi couldn't get towards Barkhausen in time, and Nketiah had no chance on that range.
Yeah, so...
It's not like... If Bamford would have missed from that position.
Fairly easy finish in the end for Tom Barkhausen.
It was just a classic... premium Crystal Palace counter-attack, and you just, when they run the Pardew and they just used to do that to everybody.
Yeah.
Leicester City, Jamie Vardy goal, they kind of absorb relentless pressure, score a terrible goal, defend for the rest of the game, and have Kante chop people down.
That's the Championship strategy this year, though, for teams against us.
Yeah, because counter-attacking works against us because we don't have a fast team or we don't have a tall team. So if you lump it long up the pitch and you have a fast striker, they will just a fast tall striker, you'll beat us.
But Nketiah's stopped coming out to the halfway line to collect the ball, which should usually be a good thing. But maybe that's...
Yeah. No, but there's nothing he could have done about that goal.
No, but the ball before the striker even gets the ball. Not that he could have done it, but it seems to happen a bit more, and now he's stopped actually going out to the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1-0 down on 74 minutes. A few minutes later, Bielsa then makes changes. Brings Tyler Roberts on for Berardi and Nketiah on for Bamford. Bielsa said after the game that we didn't have one player who wasn't playing well and it was difficult to make changes. I don't really agree. I think when the game's not going well, when we're not putting away chances, you need to make a sub. I think Bielsa just needs to be brave and tell a player, look, you're missing loads of chances. I think Bamford, 6 shots, none on target. I think you just need to say, you're having a bad game and you're coming off.
He's got an 8% conversion rate for his shots.
Shocking, isn't it?
I think Nketiah has a 28% conversion rate for shots to goal. Yeah. Which is like more than a quarter of the shots he has on goal go in the net.
The thing about Bamford in the game, though, he was always out on the wing. And
every time he picked up the ball, it's on like the right wing. I was like, get him a box.
And as much as we don't have wingers at the moment that can cross, he also can't cross.
I just think he needs help up front. He gets too isolated and he gets dragged into doing other people's jobs. I just think he needs some help up front, really. But yeah, Nketiah, he comes on, of course, scores the equaliser in 87 minutes. Great ball from Jack Harrison this. Now 3 assists in 3 games.
I'm going to dispute that.
Ooh.
I don't think it was a brilliant ball.
No.
I think it was a hopeful, deep cross to the back post that most strikers will not have buried.
Yeah.
The fact is that Nketiah not only peeled off the centre-back, he's leaning back to get the header, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he
jumped as high as like a 7-foot player was.
It leads, and he kind of loops the ball over it because obviously there's those 3 Preston defenders running towards the net, and he heads it over the keeper. The keeper sees it going over him. He knows he can't do anything about it, and the Preston defenders boot it into their own net. I mean, it's already on target, but it was the placement. It was the accuracy of the header, the placement, the timing was just brilliant. And I think much more credit has to go to Nketiah than Harrison. I mean, fair play to Harrison because
3 assists in 3 games.
3 assists in 3 games, and most of his crosses are garbage. And that one wasn't garbage because it found the Leeds player.
Yeah.
Which is all we ask crosses to do is find Leeds players.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not asking for world class crosses, just ones that find Leeds players.
Yeah. But all credit to Eddie Nketiah here. Fantastic header.
And he
Eddie
came
Nketiah.
up and saved us once again.
Yeah.
All our corners found Leeds players, but they all missed.
Yeah.
Like Bamford missed about 3 really good chances from corners.
He had 3 headers that he missed.
Yeah.
But that is to be expected because it's Bamford.
It pinged off his head.
Yeah, but Eddie Nketiah, he can certainly score. That's now 4 goals for the first team in all competitions for him. Second goal he scored with his head. So he scores goals. He's good with both his feet and his head. He scores goals. For a relatively small guy, he's good in the air as well. He just scores goals. He's a goal scorer, and we're struggling to score at the moment, and we've got a goal scorer chilling on the bench. He needs to start, doesn't he, Charles?
Chilling on the bench.
He needs to start.
You make it sound like he's like drinking a pint or sparking a joint or something with his feet up.
But he needs to start, doesn't he? He's a goal scorer. He just scores goals. He scores in almost every game he plays.
Struggling to justify. I know people make this argument. I was having an argument with the guy on Twitter last night. I say argument. There's no swearing in it. It was a discussion more like discussion's a better word for it. Yeah. He was saying, "Oh yeah, we need Bamford because of his work rate, because of his effort, because of his link-up play." And I was just saying, can you really afford to give up the amount of goals that Nketiah will contribute for the sake of work rate and effort and things like that and link-up play? I don't think he can. I don't think he can keep a player of his quality away from the starting 11 in a promotion-chasing side.
Yeah. I mean, Bielsa said after the game, Bamford, he organises the team, but I'd much rather have a striker who scores than someone who just organises the team. And I get Bielsa's point. Bamford, I do appreciate the work that he does. He does put in a lot of effort. And I do get his point with the way he organises the team, and I feel as though with Nketiah on, we feel a bit more, we don't have that solidarity really, but we're much more of a threat going forward with Nketiah on. And I'd just much rather have a striker who's good at scoring than Bamford who's struggling to score. Would you not agree?
The critical element of a striker being able to score.
Yeah, I mean it's like if I was paid to like sort out someone's clothes in the drawer, and I'm really good at organising the clothes and making them all neat and tidy, but I don't shut the drawer, I've not completed my job. Yeah. I mean, it's a poor analogy, but...
It's a poor analogy because it takes you no effort to shut the drawer.
I saw him...
It takes a lot of effort to score goals.
Yeah. Well, but it's like, most of them about a yard in front of goal. It won't take much.
Yeah, but it's like, if I don't finish my job, Bamford's not finishing his job, is he?
And he's paid very well.
Yeah. Like 30 grand a week, so... Yeah, it's an interesting one.
And for his sake as well, because if you don't want him to hit the point of no return with the criticism he's getting from the Leeds fans. If you take him out of the starting lineup and he recovers and comes back, it might still be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's now gone 8 championship games without a goal. He hasn't scored since that 3-0 win away at Stoke, which just isn't good enough for me. I think if you're a team who's wanting to get promotion, you need a striker who's going to score at least 2 goals in 8 games, not no goals in 8 games.
Barnsley was the last time we scored more than 1 goal in a game as well.
Yeah, that was a 2-0 win, was it? Yeah, 2-0 win. Yes, but yeah,
scrappy as well though.
But Bamford, he's just struggling to find the back.
I don't care about scrappy. I want us to score.
Yeah,
fair point.
Yeah, and Nketiah scores.
The Wigan away was the perfect example of the kind of goals I would love Bamford to score. Terrible rugby-like goals.
But he just doesn't do it enough.
He put them in the net.
Yeah,
and we won the game.
Yeah, but he just does not do it enough. He's not scoring enough. Nketiah does score, and yeah, I'd rather.
I'm not asking the man to be R9 Ronaldo. I want him to put the ball in the net in the Championship.
I think he just kind of blacks out when he gets the ball in the 6-yard box.
Is he shot on confidence, do you think? I mean, I'd say I have more confidence in a 1,000-word essay with my left hand, which is my weaker hand, than he has shooting a ball with his right foot.
I've got more confidence in Chinese that he's got than he's got in his right foot.
How many essays? How many 1,000-word essays do you handwrite?
No, well I don't. But I'm just saying,
you can pretty easily type with your left hand.
I'm just saying, I'd have much more confidence doing that than I think he has shooting with his right foot.
I can't imagine how terrible
he's just
would be. Essay. I can't imagine how bad that would. How long that would take as well.
But he's just so. But he just seems so short of confidence.
It's like 3 pages. Right, we'll get off.
I've got more confidence in Jamal Blackman's leg that's broken than he does in his right leg.
Jeez, but he just seems so short on confidence at the moment. Do you think Bamford needs some time away from the starting 11?
Yeah. So I was just thinking about Union O'Kane then.
Oh,
yeah, he does. I've just every now and again I just think, do you remember Union O'Kane? He's still at the club.
Yeah, well, he's somewhere.
So is Usain Boy
hidden away.
So is Louis Coyle. He's got 100 appearances for Fleetwood.
Yeah, but back onto Bamford.
Bamford needs to come out of the starting lineup.
Yeah, he needs some. Yeah, he needs some time away.
Before we get distracted anymore on random reserve players we don't play.
He needs some time away, doesn't he? A lot of fans after the Preston game were criticising Bielsa's tactics, and so was I as well. I don't think you need to go down before you make subs, and I think right now tactically it's not working. We're becoming too predictable. The guys next to us at the Birmingham game were saying everyone knows that he's going to take Click off for Roberts. Everyone knows he's going to take Bamford off for Nketiah. Do you think a change of system needs to happen? You don't need to change it loads, but just tweak it a little bit. Do you think 2 up front maybe? Because I think Eddie Nketiah, but we have a perfect striker there. It's just in 2 different bodies, isn't it? I think if you
put Nketiah's kind of arrogance and ability into Bamford's huge fucking 6-foot frame, then you'd be fine.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome striker. But what do you think, Hard? Do you think 2 up front maybe?
I just think sod it all and put Kiko up front. I mean, he's going to wait something, isn't he?
Come on, let's be serious.
No. Kiko up front. I mean, he's already halfway there most of the time. But
I would love it if we put Kiko up front in a random cup game and he scored like 4 goals. He's secretly a striker the whole time.
Just do what...
secretly the best striker in this league we've just not been aware of.
I'm waiting until he has to go up for a corner kick.
Just do what was it? Stuart Pearce, when he was in charge of Man City, stuck David James up as striker.
Yeah, I remember that. But again, in answer to your question, I think this was the game that's kind of convinced me that we can't really be starting Bamford, at least not in a number 9 role.
Yeah.
I saw someone on Twitter suggesting possibly a number 10 role because he's strong. I know he's not that skillful.
Yeah.
But he does everything else right, or he seems to, and I don't dislike him as a player.
Yeah.
I dislike him as a goal scorer if he can't.
He does everything else right. He just doesn't score.
You saw that interview between Beckford and Becchio, and Beckford was basically saying, between us, we had it all. We had, because Beckford won all the Becchio won the headers and knocked it down for Beckford to score. So Becchio had all the physicality, and Beckford had all the pace and trickery. Yeah. And like between them, they were the perfect striker in two different bodies.
Yeah. Becchio had some brilliant sliding goals as well.
Yeah, he scored a lot of goals with Becchio, but he was kind of like he was a battering ram of a player. That was his purpose.
Yeah.
He was to break down the defence, and then Beckford would nip in and score.
That's kind of what McCormack was, but he also scored.
Yeah, but there's been so many great strike partnerships over the years. Peter Crouch, Jermaine Defoe, that was a great partnership.
Greatest strike partnership of all time.
Yeah, honestly, that was great. That was great. That was great.
Time.
I described it as, you remember that Big Chef and Little Chef off CBBC?
yeah.
The perfect combo.
All I remember about that is a meme that I can't really.
No, you can't say that. I know what you're about. We'll leave that out.
Yeah, I mean, Charles, do you think he should go Nketiah and Bamford up front? I think there could be a good partnership.
I think we'd have to sacrifice a midfielder to do that.
Can't really sacrifice someone. I think either play Nketiah, start him up front ahead of Bamford, or if you're going to play Bamford, get a proper good number 10.
The only way I could see us doing that would be if we played the wide diamond. If we did 4-1-2-1-2.
Yeah,
I think that leaves too much space.
And that leaves huge amounts of space in the midfield there.
And then because we've got the tendency to kind of overload on one side, we can't really do that with a wide diamond, can we?
No.
Bielsa said afterwards he don't want to go two up front because he's never really tried it, and international break said
unless we want to go the narrow diamond, because we're
just move the whole diamond at once.
We're terrible out wide anyway, so we may as well just pack the centre with midfielders and force other teams out wide. And we can have that midfield there.
I think we need to get Stuart Dallas back in at right back.
I don't. He's not as good in midfield.
He's really not. He's not a centre midfielder.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'd stick Dallas at right back, drop Erling, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Dallas at right back and Tyler Robertson that number 10 role, and I think he could do a good job helping Bamford if he is going to start Bamford in the future.
You stick Tyler Robertson number 10 and you drop click back to the 8.
Yeah.
Click has always been better at that.
Yeah, that's absolutely what I'd do. I think a lot of people would agree with that as well.
And then you have obviously Calvin in behind him.
Yeah. But something does need looking at, really. Of course, there was a penalty shout in this game later on. It looked a Stonewall penalty from the hard camera, that angle there, and I was fuming at the referee, Kevin Friend. But another angle, though, it does look like the defender gets a touch on the ball, and it looked like a good decision.
He's a good player, Ben Pearson. He normally gets sent off against us.
He tried his best.
Yeah, every previous game I've seen us play with him in the team, like he got sent off at that exact same fixture last year.
Is he Preston's Berardi?
He gets his mum won't come watch him play anymore because he gets sent off nearly every game. So he's tried to become a better player because of that. Not always 2-foot people.
Yeah, but it was a good challenge though. I certainly don't think it was a penalty. Good decision.
I'm not completely sold because I can't decide if it was. He got the ball. You can't dispute that. But was it either 2-footed or from behind? Yeah. Which is kind of the issue.
Yeah. I just saw he got the ball. I can sleep peacefully tonight.
But if he gets the ball on 2-footed, it could still be a penalty.
You just think some referees would have given that as a penalty.
Oh, yeah.
If it was the other way around, do you think it would have been a penalty?
Yes.
If Ben White had done that to Tom Barkhusen or to Sean Maguire, that would have been a penalty.
He'd have been shown 3 red cards at once.
Yeah. Andy been sent off.
Yeah. Interesting one.
The ref would just boot him out of the ground.
Yeah, interesting.
Lifetime ban from football for disgracing the game.
Yeah. From an independent panel from the FA.
Independent panel.
Yeah, interesting
full
one.
Of Manchester United fans.
Full of blind ex-refs.
And Neil Harris is on the panel as well.
Wonder what he's doing now.
Probably an independent commissioner.
Just sitting at home laughing.
Certainly an interesting one though, but I don't think it was a penalty. Right decision, and it finished 1-1, 1-1 draw. I think we would have all taken a point really, though. In watching the game, I think as though we could have easily won the game, but
especially with West Brom and Swansea.
Missed opportunity, is it? So after that,
West Brom drew, Swansea lost.
Yeah, so after that draw, we do sit second in the Championship table, 2 points behind league leaders West Brom, who drew 2-2 at home to Barnsley. Also Walsall on Tuesday. So if we would have won, we would have gone top of the league on goal difference. So
We are-
a missed opportunity.
We are 1 point ahead of where we were at the same time last year, though.
Yeah, but I don't care about that because
I do.
but we should be 17 points or more better off than this stage last season. We should be.
We should have had 2 extra points in the Forest game, 2 extra points from the Derby game.
Yeah.
We should have had...
Unlike Tom Lawrence's 3 extra points.
We should have at least 1 extra point from the Swansea home game
Yeah.
where we conceded that 90th minute terrible goal.
Yeah.
So what's that, 5 points already?
Yeah, we should be a lot more points ahead of what we were last season, but it's still good though. We're in second.
So we should be, what were we, 2 points? We should be 3 points clear
Yeah.
of the league by now.
Yeah.
I feel like the league's worse this season, though. Like,
It's awful.
I
this
mean, we're not
season.
even taking into account the Charlton game where Forshaw missed that last minute shot.
Yeah. It's awful this season.
He's never going to score, is he?
No.
Ever.
Yeah. Championship this season is awful, but we're second now, though. We're
Still miss him in the team, though, to be fair.
Yeah, we
I'd
do.
quite like him back in the midfield.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not too bothered about him being injured because it means he doesn't play. And I can't get angry
I quite
about
like
him.
I'm quite a big
I can't get angry about him if he's
As much
injured.
as I hate his sideways football, his control is greater than... He arguably has greater control over the midfield than Calvin does for setting the tempo to calm everything down. He's the best of the team at that.
I think he's great in midfield.
Obviously, he's not as good a challenger as Phillips. He's not as good a passer of the ball as Click or as Hernandez
Or Phillips.
or even Shackleton. But he does have that calmness about him, where he can pick up the ball, do his weird little spinny things when around in a circle, and then lay it off to Alioski, and then you'll all calm down. He has the beautiful ability to calm everybody down.
How Bielsa said that Bamford organises the team, do you think?
Forshaw organises
I think Forshaw does a great job, but a lot more solidarity in midfield with Forshaw in.
But just makes me angry though.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
because he has never passed the ball forward.
Yeah, he is quite a frustrating player to watch at times. But back onto the league. We are second in the championship, 2 points behind league leaders West Brom. But the table is still very, very close. Though we're only 3 points above 8th place Charlton Athletic, so it is still very close.
Very compressed league. I mean, it just goes to show how terrible the quality of this league is.
Yeah,
well, we're not far into the season.
That nobody can actually dominate like Wolves did, like Newcastle did.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to the league this season.
We
and thought,
should be.
I'm going to win this league with 100 points, and none of you are going to stop me because there isn't a team in the league that does that.
We should be able to do that though. With the manager and the team we've got, we should.
Yeah.
And we've never got to that dominant level.
Yeah.
We just we always seem to doubt ourselves.
I honestly think we would surpass Reading's 106-point record if you stuck Sergio Aguero in this team, the man would get 50 goals.
Yeah. But the problem is we have Bamford, so
if you put anyone who can score from 2 yards out, put
the
Lasogga in.
Can we loan Raheem Sterling for 3 months?
Yeah,
Can we
please.
do that?
Please.
Fine.
Get QSI help us out.
We'll give him back in January.
We'd be really nice to him.
Yeah, help us out, QSI. But 1-1 draw there. We move on, of course, to that away game at Sheffield Wednesday, which we'll preview later on in the show. But elsewhere, Leeds United under-23s, they lost 3-0 away at Birmingham City in the Professional Development League last Friday. Not good. Hopefully they bounce back from that. Pablo Hernandez, though, he played in that one and picked up a knock. He got subbed off in around 30 minutes. I mean, why risk him? He's 34 years old, on his last legs. Why risk him?
Try and get him fit for the game, obviously.
Well, yeah.
No, but
it's Bielsa's
do
thing.
that in training. But why risk him?
I mean, arguably, he could have just as easily injured his hamstring in training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to see whether he could play.
Playing against his teammates instead of playing against 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
There's a difference between jogging on a treadmill and playing on a football pitch, mate.
Yeah.
we need to see if he's back up to scratch.
Yeah, but it is frustrating seeing him get re-injured with a different injury this time. It was a calf problem, now it's a hamstring problem in 23's game. It is very frustrating.
He is on his way out, and it is sad to see because I love that man,
yeah.
and he scored some of my favourite goals for Leeds.
Yeah,
It sounds like he's a dog that needs to be put down. Like it's the kindest thing to do for him.
I mean, he's a great player, and I think as though he does add a lot of value to the team, and I think that we are missing him right now in his creativity.
To a nice farm in
I would love to
Spain.
have him in some kind of like training capacity. I love if he was to retire and stay in Leeds and just be. Like James Beattie was to Chris Wood.
Yeah.
He'd just be, like part of the training staff,
Yeah.
just teaching the younger players how to play.
Yeah, I mean,
You can't put him in front of younger players. Like his eyes are so sunken back, he'd scare them.
Because he does have black hole Vietnam.
Is this what happens when you play
Vietnam
football for that
flashback
long?
eyes.
I don't want to do it anymore.
yeah. But he is a fantastic player. He does offer a lot to the team, but we just can't rely on a 34-year-old now. He's on his last legs.
We've needed a new number 10 for a while.
Ever since Saïd's left, we've missed that really big
He's been better on
creativity
the
in
wing
midfield.
this season, though.
And we've
He's better on the wing than in the middle.
we've still not replaced Charlie Taylor, arguably.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we are
What, with
missing
another snake?
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but he was a very good left back for us, and we've not had a very good left back since.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really, have we? Yeah.
Still won't
Barry
take him back.
Douglas, he hasn't been
He's
too
been, he's
good.
been pretty poor. Alioski is
I
at
like
best
Ali.
mental.
The Buck and Anita.
Debok and Anita were
Awful.
were dreadful.
Yeah. But yeah, Pablo Hernandez, we are.
I like Leif Davis. Maybe we just chuck Leif Davis in.
Yeah.
But he plays well when you tell him about 3 minutes before the game. So we've got to set that up.
Yeah.
I remember reading a TalkSport game report after that Aston Villa game. You know, when he played. It was like his debut, and they just spent the entire match report slagging him off. And it was his debut, and he didn't even perform badly. And he was putting like brilliant crosses in the box.
Just imagine that though. Well. Just being told like 3 minutes before you're due to go on that you're now starting for the first time against Villa.
Yeah, would have been great. Would have been great for him.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He played well. But yeah, interesting one there. But Pablo Hernandez is still out. Hopefully he is back soon because we are quite missing him, to be honest. Moving on to other things. Then of course there's been plenty of Centenary celebrations over the course of the week. We discussed these briefly last week with the fact that everything was announced so late on, and the majority of things were very, very expensive. But there was something that was free, though. That was the event in Millennium Square from last Thursday. And I'm glad it's free. I'm glad it was free.
Yeah. It was awful.
Yeah, I mean,
to be fair to, we turned up late. We missed all the players and that.
Yeah, but the reason we turned up late was because the event was literally just a stage, 3 burger vans, and a set of toilets. There were no alcohol there.
And once you entered, you weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah.
No, well, you could leave, but you just couldn't go back in because they were scanning barcodes, even though it's a free event and it wasn't packed.
Yeah, obviously you were allowed to leave. It wasn't like prison. But, you know, you couldn't come back in afterwards. You couldn't like go through.
Yeah.
Like if they trapped you in there and made you watch it, that'd be some kind of like just like torture.
Yeah,
it was so cringy.
I mean, Skylights and Shadow Lark, they were great, and it was a good chance to see the players on stage. And there was other competitions, but for me,
we missed because we were drinking in spoons.
Yeah, but for me,
where the guy won the shirt instead of the 4-year-old kid.
Yeah, for me, the facilities
they did do that.
Yeah, but the facilities though, they were just not great. One set of toilets, 3 burger vans, no alcohol, which was just disappointing. We heard that from Chris. He told us there was no alcohol, and the scam tickets for a free event, and it wasn't full, which was bizarre. So me and Charles just went over to Wetherspoons and had a few drinks. I had some food, and then we went down. And yeah, it wasn't too great, to be honest.
We were there
not
a
great
total of
atmosphere.
about 20 minutes.
Yeah, not great atmosphere at all, and it was quite disappointing. But it's still a good show though. Skylight, Shadow Lark Day were great, and Leeds United players, good chance for the kids to see them. But it was very last minute, wasn't it? Yes, it's a free event, but they announced it 3 days before, an hour before tickets went on sale. It was very, very frustrating. Everything just seemed like an afterthought, really, didn't it? Everything about the Centenary celebration seemed like an afterthought.
That Millennium Square event looked like it'd been planned half an hour beforehand.
Yeah. It really did. It's like what I did for many years through education. I'd get a deadline and then I'd just rush my work the week before. It's like the Silver Centenary game coming up. It's like, we need to do something. so they did it. Everything just seemed very, very rushed and like an afterthought, really.
Well, you said you've got the 50th podcast of this going on in whenever.
10 weeks.
10 weeks. Don't get Rad Rosani on in your 50th episodes.
We need to figure out when the anniversary. I'm sure it's in October, so we might have actually missed it.
Yeah, no, I'll work it out. I'll work it out. If we've missed it, we've missed it.
Just check it now. I'll be able to check when the first one was posted.
No, I'll check it afterwards. If we missed it, we've missed it. If not, then we'll do something big for the 50th episode.
Can't believe you forgot his anniversary.
for the podcast, yeah. I know.
What an absolute clown.
Plenty of other vets though, but they were all very last minute again, very expensive as well. There was that hospitality package for the Birmingham game. They announced that 11 days before the game for £150. Everything was very last minute, very, very expensive. And I'm sure these events would have been great to attend. There were plenty of pictures from that Thursday night dinner, that £200 dinner.
£200 dinner.
Yeah.
Do you know if they got anything else with that? Like, did they get one of the Centenary shirts?
No, but all the players were in there, and you could meet them all and everything. It was a good show, and I'm sure it would have been great. But it looked
like a really nice evening. It was black tie. I mean, there was all the celebrities.
Although Bielsa turned up in a tracksuit, great picture there of all the former players in black tie suits, and Bielsa just turns up in his tracksuit. Brilliant.
People were asking why Calvin Phillips wasn't there. And he's in an interview the other day. Said he was ill for the
He was ill.
and he was, but he still met Lucas Radaby in the hotel, which he was buzzing about.
Yeah,
and he met Becky and Beckford as well.
Yeah.
Which he said it was weird because he grew up watching them like we did. He grew up watching them in Elland Road in the seats.
Yeah, it's
So
brilliant,
I don't
isn't it?
blame him for saying he was ill instead of having to go to that Millennium Square thing.
Fair play to the lad.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lucas Radaby, his son signed for FAS Celtic under-23s, which is just
Oh, yeah.
madness.
Yeah, he keeps telling us that mainly because he can say, "I know Lucas Radaby's son." Are you gonna say to him, "All right, can your dad sign this for me?"
No, I'm going to try and get Lucas Radaby either an interview or a podcast. I need to try and get that sorted. But yeah, his son signed for FAS Celtic under-23s. They do a lot of work for them. So yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, back onto the Centenary celebrations. It just seemed like for the regular fan was priced out of everything. Alfie on LS11. He said there was a pair wall for Leeds United fans, and it was a very, very big pair wall. Clark, everyone, the regular fan just seemed very, very priced out. It seemed to be for all the rich businessmen.
Yeah, it feels like we kind of went about it like we were like top of the Premier League, and we could have thought like we could justify charging those kind of prices.
Yeah.
When in fact we're struggling to get promoted from the Championship.
Yeah.
And we're just a working class city.
Yeah.
And all the fans, well, not all the fans, but nearly all the fans are going to be working class people who've had the season tickets for 10 years and still pay those prices.
Yeah.
And 150 quid for a shirt is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, 100 quid for a programme as well.
Like,
everything just seemed like it was all about Ravazani and lining his own pockets, really.
Yeah.
Of course, on that day as well, on that Thursday, Ravazani, he of course, celebrating 100 years of Leeds United, he had a plaque on that chapel where Leeds United was formed. And on the plaque, it's Ravazani's name. I don't think his name should be anywhere near that. It's also a photo of him with it, and in the tweet he said, "Proud of my club." I would have preferred if he put "our club," but I'm not.
That's the thing about Leeds. It does feel like it's our club. Like,
it is our
I know,
club.
like, he can justifiably say it's my club because he does legally own it. But the fans, like, all the fans think, "Oh, it's our club. Like, it belongs
it's
to
a family
us."
club.
We do sometimes act very entitled towards it, but that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like, we're entitled to have our club just be our club.
Yeah. But everyone just seemed like just weren't really part of it, to be honest, with all the prices. There was that £500 painting with the 11 Sports logo in it. Didn't really agree with that.
So bad it makes me
the
laugh.
logo annoys me.
Yeah, did not agree with that at all.
I hate logos of all types and sponsorship, to be fair.
Yeah. But Ravazani's put his own logo in the
saying
picture.
it on the podcast. Smart move.
If I'm ever on this again, I'm going to come in an 11 Sports top.
Yeah.
No, that kind of merchandise is bad. You're gonna get that blurred about the camera.
Yeah, but that was really annoying seeing the 11 Sports logo in a picture that was celebrating 100 years of Leeds United. Really, really annoying. And yeah. Just a lot of things seemed disappointing. I'm sure the events would have been great to attend, but everything just way too expensive, and quite disappointing in the end, really, for me. I feel as though they did miss a big chance, just making it a massive month for celebrations, loads for the regular fan, and loads and the special nights as well, which if you could afford, then of course you'd enjoy it. They should have announced it months and months ago, really, so people could afford to buy it. But everything very expensive. Loads of programmes, 100 quid. Everything very, very expensive. Centenary kit as well, that came out. A limited edition, as only 1,919 of them were on sale. Of course, 1919 of the year the club was formed. And I've got no problem with it being a limited edition. That's fine. Make it a limited edition. It was of 150 quid with Stats' book as well. But again, 150 quid, very, very pricey. And I feel as though they could have done this, but I feel as though make a replica shirt a bit cheaper for Viva fans, Charles.
Yeah, 150 quid for I know you got Stats' book as well,
which is a great book.
It's a good book, yeah.
Is that accounting for 145 of that?
No, it's 30 quid in Stats' book, so the shirt's 120, which is still unbelievably expensive.
Yeah, mad, isn't it?
I would never, as a Centenary shirt. I personally, I know this is naive of me, but I think anything over £30 is too much for a football shirt anyway.
Yeah.
I would have paid anywhere between 60 and 70 at absolute maximum because it was a Centenary shirt if I liked it. But I wasn't personally a fan. I thought it was a bit of a lazy effort. It had logos on it.
Yeah.
And they weren't that visible. They were on it. It was obviously the shoelace thing, which I didn't think
Yeah.
had much relevance to previous kits.
I mean, I wasn't really a big fan of a Centenary kit. It was all white, which was good, but it had this year's badge, which I think just do a remake of the LUFC badge or the Smiley badge, just something like that. Not this year's badge. It just seemed to be like this season's home kit, just a little bit different, really. I wanted it to be really, really different. You look at Man United, their special kit for to mark the anniversary of that Munich plane crash. They brought out a special kit, and that was done properly. It was very, very different. This was just way too similar. Yes, it was all white, which is good, but still had this season's badge, still a Kappa logo and the 32 red logo on it. It's like they just went, let's make it all white, move the logo up to the corner, make it a bit smaller, and what's old-fashioned? Shoelaces on a shirt.
It's all very Kappa.
Yeah, and
What a great description.
also as well, the shoelace, we had those when we were wearing the blue kit, so it don't really make sense having it on the white kit.
Is it in case you lose them? Like the ones on your feet during the game?
Yeah, you can just switch them out.
I
Alioski
honestly don't know.
Alioski just like lassos someone.
Yeah. I didn't really understand it. It was a lazy effort, really, for me.
I always like a collared shirt.
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of collared shirts, but you don't really get them anymore.
It should have been either a really good remake or just a mash of a load of old ones, but still all white. And I was just disappointed with that Centenary kit. But saying that though, I was still trying to buy one because it was limited edition. But every time I kept on going to check out, the website kept on crashing for some reason. So.
I wasn't trying to buy one because I didn't like it, and I am absolutely skint. So
no. I quite like limited edition things, really. And of course, people who had bought them, some people are chucking them on eBay for loads and loads of money.
There was just too much gold on it.
Yeah.
Like, they tried to make it feel too limited edition-y. Like,
I mean, they had a limited edition tag on it, didn't they?
Yeah.
For a limited edition shirt.
Just too much
just
gold.
in case you didn't know, the shirt you bought for £150 was a Centenary shirt.
And also, it was only in size large as well. I think it was more for like framing and not wearing, really. But I mean, they say it was size large. One of the pictures, it was size medium. So you didn't really understand that. But only a size large for the fans. I think it's more for framing the shirt than or keeping it in the box than actually wearing it. But people who bought it, I hope
because there's nothing you want to do, like spend £150 on something you keep in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moving on, that wasn't the only kit that came out this week. Leeds United, of course, released their third kit for this season on Monday. It's sky blue. Charles, thoughts?
I mean, did Man City just forward us a few shirts? It looks exactly like their kit.
Yeah.
I know we've worn sky blue in the past, but you know it kind of reeks of Man City and Coventry, not Leeds United.
I mean,
two clubs I never thought of there in the same sentence.
Well, no, they both wear sky blue. I know they always say the yellow kit never sells well. I love the yellow kits.
Yeah, I feel as though like all the kits this season, like the regular kits, just don't like in the Centenary year. None of them are really traditional, to be honest.
No.
I feel as though you should have made. Yes, you could have gone with the modern ones, but like for this third kit especially, make a really good traditional yellow and blue kit. I think they've missed a really big market there for people who want something traditional. They're still going to sell out, of course, because it's Leeds United fans.
Yellow and blue striped thistle kit from like the 90s. How good would that have been?
Yeah, that was great.
Kit.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Just one of the old Top Man kits.
Yeah. Yeah, but of course it is sky blue, and I don't mind it. I think it does look alright. But for me as well, would we wear a sky blue shirt in a game where we couldn't wear white? Because sky blue and white just seem such a similar colour.
I mean, yeah, because even if you're playing against someone who's playing in white, you can't wear sky blue.
Also, we can't have Will Huffer playing in net if we've got the light blue shirts.
Because he's colourblind.
I think he's the only colourblind. I think he is the only colourblind player we have that, and he's a reserve
a goalkeeper as well. But I don't really understand.
It's not brilliant that he's colourblind.
No, as a goalkeeper as well. I just sky blue. It's a nice kit, but I don't really understand it. How often are we going to wear this sky blue kit? I can't see us wearing it that often.
But it's like the home kit, so
yeah. But it's still a nice kit to wear. Though the goalkeeper third kit shirt as well. Pretty much our away kit, really.
First seat.
It looks like a bus seat, kind of mixed with a bus seat kit from last season, the away kit. But it is pretty much our own away kit. Only it's a goalkeeper kit and it's our third kit. It seemed very, very lazy to me, Charles.
Yeah. I wasn't I don't hate the sky blue kit. I've got no strong feelings on it. It's like in the colour grey or
But the goalkeeper kit though.
beige. Or the goalkeeper kit. There's just a bus seat.
Yeah, no, but it's our away kit though, isn't it? It's lazy.
It really reminds me of the bus seat kit from last year.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I do have the bus seat shirt and I do like it, and I wear it now and again. But it just seems like they thought, right, we've got to come up with another kit.
Yeah,
Let's just do that one again. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
We've got white, grey, and slightly blue. Like they're all very near white as colours.
Yeah.
Like grey's just a darker white.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? It's really, really weird. I mean, still an okay kit though, but now that they've all come out, I was waiting for all the kits to come out, and then I was going to make my choice on what to buy, and I know what I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy the goalkeeper one, the home one, the blue and yellow one. I'm going to get that one. I really like that
nice
one.
kit, that, to be fair.
I really, that should have been the away kit for me. That'd
been a perfect away kit.
Yeah.
Everyone would have liked that.
Yeah, that's an awesome kit. But yeah, I'm going to buy the goalkeeper kit. I've never bought a goalkeeper kit before in my life, but I'm going to get that shirt. Absolutely. What shirt are you going to get, Charles?
I have no money, mate. So we'll see.
If you did, what would you get?
If I did, if I was Scrooge McDuck, what would I buy? For those of you who don't know, Scrooge McDuck has a vault full of gold coins. That's how he pays for everything. I would buy the same. I would buy the goalkeeper kit as well.
Yeah.
The home one. Although I quite like the orange one as well. I mean, not really a.
I mean, blue and yellow is traditional, isn't it?
Yeah, orange and traditional. I'd probably go for the blue and yellow one.
Clark?
I'd probably go for the orange one because I'm a keeper myself, so I just like keep kits.
You won't go for the blue and yellow?
No, I think I prefer the orange one, but I just like that it's short sleeved.
Yeah.
I really like that it's a short sleeve keeper shirt.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I mean, you can get the blue and yellow.
Oh yeah, I know.
But so all the kits have come out. Take your pick. Moving on then, let's look ahead now to Saturday's game. Leeds United, of course, taking on Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. 12:30 p.m. kickoff as well, so it's on Sky TV. So I'm sure we'll all be watching it somewhere somehow.
Yeah, I'm just going to go down the pub.
Yeah, I think I'll just
no
watch it at
pretensions
home.
about that. I don't have Sky. I've got the pub to watch it.
Yeah, just watch it at home, really.
I'll be working in the pub where I'll watch it.
Yeah, nice. I mean, say all you want about Sky TV, but it's great for fans who aren't going. We can watch on TV, not illegally.
For only the small price of £40 a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah,
I don't like Sky.
just see how much it costs pubs. It's ridiculous the amount it costs pubs.
Probably gains pubs a lot of money as well, though.
Yeah, it could do.
Yeah, because it gets people in. It gets people like Charles and who don't have Sky TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People like me will go in and buy a lot of pints and watch the game.
What, you buy a lot of pints? Never.
Yeah. Back onto the Sheffield Wednesday game.
Mugged off my alcohol consumption once again.
Get back to this game, of course, away at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. kickoff.
Big game, this.
Yeah, Leeds unbeaten in the previous two games. 1-0 win, of course, over West Brom at home. 1-1 draw. 1-0 win over Birmingham at home, rather, and 1-1 draw away at Preston. Last 8 games, we've won 3, drawn 2, and lost 3. Not too great, really. Sheffield Wednesday, on the other hand, of course, they're on their second manager of the season in Gary Monk. The third as well, currently, just 1 point behind us. They beat Stoke 1-0 at home on Tuesday in their last game.
I have a question.
Yes.
You've said here 14 championship games, 8 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. Add that adds up to 13. Wonder what result is missing from that.
I'm not sure, but that's theirs anyway. They beat Stoke in the last game. Lucky not to concede a penalty though late on that game, but they still won. They were beaten in the last 3. Decent record, but they are very inconsistent this season. 8 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. I forgot. I don't know the other result.
I think it must be. Well, are they 1 point behind us? Yeah, they must be not having another loss. There must be 4 losses.
There's about
probably 4
losses. Teams are 1 point behind us.
Yeah.
It must be 4 losses because we have an extra draw, don't we, from the Preston game? So it must be one of another loss.
But they are very, very inconsistent at Sheffield Wednesday. But it will be tough. It will be tough on Saturday.
It's always tough down there. Always. They've got a decent team on a good run of form with an ex-Leeds United manager who did the double over his last season.
Yeah, the only manager to do the double over Bielsa last season.
And I think it'll be a draw, personally.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very tough. It's a big game as well, Clark, isn't it?
That's why I predict a win, honestly.
Really?
I know. We do well in big games. We do absolutely awfully in crap games.
I disagree because a lot of 6-pointers in the past we have choked on. Like the Norwich at home and Sheffield United at home. Big games we choked on last season.
I mean, I don't think any game.
But
this
also
stage
Wigan at home. was a small game.
Yeah.
It was. It was a crucial game to win it.
Well,
But I mean, I don't think any game at this stage of the season is a 6-pointer, but it certainly is a very, very big game, as the table is still very, very close. You don't want to play catch up all of a sudden. We have an okay record against Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, we drew 1-1 at Hillsborough last season. We lost 3-0 the season before when Felix Riewald had that shocker.
We beat him 1-0 at
What, his whole
last season
life?
as well.
Yeah, we did. We were unbeaten
Jack
against him
Harrison
last season.
Scored.
Yeah, he
Good
did.
goal, that.
Yeah.
That was when I thought we were definitely going to come second. There was no way we wouldn't finish second.
It was meant to be a cross.
I don't think it was. It was just a good finish. But it's far corner.
Yeah, it was a good finish, yeah. But we need to win this game, though, don't we, Charles? We need to win this game, really.
Desperately, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're very inconsistent at the moment. This is a big chance to get another 3 points, go a few
Three
points,
games unbeaten.
a few points clear of third, which is nice. That'd be nice to do that. And West Brom obviously dropped points last time out. I don't know who they've got this at the weekend.
Have a look. Championship, West Brom. They have. Let's have a look.
I'll probably have an easy game.
Well, yeah.
West Brom. They have Charlton at home. Not that easy.
Charlton are a much better home side than an away side, though.
Yeah,
Come on,
but
Bowie, do something good for us.
Yeah, but I think Charlton are up there as well. How far are they off us?
they're 3 points behind us in 8th.
So really, that needs to be a draw.
Yeah, get a draw in that one. Get a draw in that one.
I was saying to my dad the other day, I'm fine with if every other game, other than our game every week, is a draw.
Well, yeah, because everyone drops points. Draws are a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draws are what killed. It's what killed Liverpool last season. That's why they didn't win the league. They drew too many games.
Yeah.
Think it's an advantage that it's an early kickoff.
What for
No,
us?
no pressure on us,
No,
really.
the early kickoff always goes the wrong way.
Yeah.
It really does. Doesn't it?
Won't be.
I mean, that 3-0 loss 2 seasons ago away at Hillsborough.
I mean, I'm not endorsing betting here, but people always say in betting never back the early kickoff for a reason.
Yeah.
It never goes the way it should go.
Yeah, of
I
course.
might just go and bet on Sheffield Wednesday to win.
Just stick a tenner on them. You'd be buzzing.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
Of course, 2 seasons ago, that 3-0 loss away at Hillsborough, that was an early kickoff. Last season's 1-1 draw, that was I think it was a Friday night, wasn't it? That 1-1 draw away at Hillsborough last season. I think it was a Friday night.
It was a Friday night because me and you went down and I had to walk 3 miles back to the train station because Leeds fans wrecked the tram and taxis wouldn't come to Hillsborough.
Yeah.
Because there was that much police presence. So I had to walk 3 miles from Hillsborough to Sheffield train station.
Unlucky.
Where did he go?
I was on the coach.
He had a coach ticket. I didn't have a coach ticket.
Yeah.
So I had to, and my phone died as well. So I was walking about two miles with no phone in the dark, following a bunch of Leeds fans. I had to follow. I didn't know the way. Obviously, if you don't have your phone's dead, and you don't know Sheffield. I didn't. I just followed other Leeds fans and hoped they were going to the train station.
Yeah, but you got home in the end.
Borderline miracle. I actually got home. And, I got to the last train that was going out of Leeds. It was the last one. It was like 20 to 11 at night, and I was the first person there, which is a bit worrying when you're going on a drunken football train home. You want to sit in the right spot. Like if you're the last one on the train, you think, all right, I know exactly where I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Those lot are all horrible. They're going to kick off. They're going to start throwing cans about. So I'll go sit over there. But I sat down on a pair of 2, and the guy that sat next to me was a bit rowdy, but it was all right because he was just sat facing the aisle, and I was in the window seat. And I actually had a plug socket on the wall next to my seat so I could charge my phone up. So I literally just charged my phone up, stuck my earphones in, and just watched the highlights of the game.
So it was all good at the end then.
I did get home, and then obviously I missed because the train took so long to get back to Leeds because it was delayed by 20 minutes leaving Sheffield train station. So we didn't leave Sheffield till 11 o'clock. I missed the last train home to Garforth. So I then had to get a taxi from Leeds station to Garforth, which cost me like 15 quid.
20 minutes isn't that bad when you think that Sheffield's actually delayed about 20 years itself.
So yeah, that was the kind of ordeal I had to go to last time we went to Hillsborough.
Honestly, the coach is great. The coach is great.
Last time I got a coach ticket and he didn't. He tried to get me to give him my coach ticket.
What a surprise.
And
I love the coach.
I didn't give it to him, so he just went, so your parents going down to the West Coast anyway, so I sold the coach. I got my coach to get refunded.
Yeah.
I went down in the car with him and his mum and dad, and they dropped us right near the
That was
stadium.
Preston, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Preston.
But Hillsborough away last season, that was a great night.
Two brilliant goals.
Yeah, really, really brilliant goals. Everyone just going for screamers that game. But back on to Saturday's game, though. Of course,
Back to the
that was technically relevant. We were talking about that game.
Yeah. But of course, this Saturday, though, it's a very, very big game. We need to win this, but it's also going to be a very, very entertaining game. Hopefully, Sheffield Wednesday, they're okay.
I always find the games that are not anticipated to be entertaining are usually the most entertaining.
Yeah.
Our most entertaining game this season. Well, it was probably Bristol City away at the start of the first game of the season. That was very entertaining.
Yeah. That was
Stoke away was very entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be in...
Even Barnsley to an extent, because at least they came in on a go and it was end to end. That was entertaining.
Yeah.
But those 3 games, if you pick them out of a fixture list at the start of the season, you're not going, that's going to be brilliant.
Leeds Barnsley, maybe.
Yeah, but not Leeds Stoke. You don't think at least, that'll be a nice 3-0 win.
Yeah.
No sweat. Bamford will score.
I don't want it to be entertaining, though. I want it to just be a nice, easy 5-0 win where they're all
Yeah, that'd be lovely. That'd be lovely,
No,
wasn't it? But
it's always like that.
what happened?
If it's always like that, you end up like a Man City fan and you just expect to win every week and then you moan on Twitter.
While we're still in the Championship, I'd like to be like a Man City fan.
yeah,
No.
but it's
Like,
never.
I'd like us to win every game just to get
tempting-
It's tempting to sell your soul at the price.
It's never peach. It's never peaches and cream all the time. So
I've been following Leeds longer than you two. I don't have a soul left. It's gone.
yeah. Charles, lineup for Saturday's game. What changes would you make?
I would put Dallas back at right back.
Yeah.
And drop Ale in. I would put Tyler Roberts in the 10. Click back to the 8.
And he's going to start Bamford, isn't he?
Calvin in the
Bielsa.
4. I don't know about how I would start though.
Yeah.
I would start Nketiah.
Yeah, but Bielsa's going to start Bamford, though, isn't he?
Obviously, Harrison and Costa are definitely going to start.
Yeah.
And then obviously Alioski on the left, and obviously Ben White and Berardi at the back because we can't have Cooper at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against that, Clark. Do you agree?
I'd pretty much go exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
might actually start Nketiah, but
I hope Nketiah starts, but I just think Bielsa's going to start Bamford. He just likes Bamford, doesn't he? He says it all the time. I really like Bamford, and
He seems like a lovely bloke. I'd probably
He seems like a nice guy.
If I met him, I'd probably like him.
but it's just
as a footballer, he's not performing.
yeah.
do you reckon he just comes into training with his violin and just serenades
No, but
Bielsa for a little
he
while?
just gives off his big posh boy smile and wins
Yeah.
everybody over.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nketiah, he just scores more goals, and I think he should start. But you just know Bielsa's going to start Bamford, really. But I'd go with all the changes that you said, Charles. It's hard to disagree with that. Score prediction, Charles. What are you going for?
I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw, Clark.
I'm gonna go out and go 2 or 3-0.
2 or 3-0.
I think,
you got to
You're
choose
confident.
One. Got to choose one.
2.
2-0.
2-0. You're confident.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not confident, but I've just got a little bit of a feeling, so I'm gonna ride it.
Bamford brace. That'd be
Mate.
well funny.
Oh, put money on
The
it.
scenes on Twitter when Bamford scores twice.
I reckon
Explode.
I reckon Sheffield Wednesday will probably score. Stephen Fletcher, 5 goals for him this season. I think he'll be the difference at the back.
Berardi to knock him out in the
front.
first minute.
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Stephen Fletcher, how long has he been playing football?
No, I mean, he's had a weird career, hasn't he?
As long as Hernandez.
Wasn't Stephen Fletcher on loan at Marseille a few years ago, like 2016? He's had a strange
That's
career.
going to have to be looked up.
No, he was on loan at Marseille in 2016. It was Stephen Fletcher. He's had a strange career. But yeah, I reckon Sheffield Wednesday will score, but I'm still hopeful. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds United. I'm going to go 2-1. So Charles, you're going 1-1. I can see 1-1. I can see that, but yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds.
I just think it's I don't think it's the worst result if we draw as well, depending on the results.
I mean, it's not the worst result away at Sheffield Wednesday.
Top
Not bad.
second versus third.
Yeah, I'd take a point right now, but
Taking a draw away is good.
yeah, I'd
It
take a
works
point right now.
Providing you win your home games.
And we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've won our last 2 home games, haven't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
West Brom and Birmingham, we won them both.
Yeah.
I'd certainly take a point right now, but I'm going to go with a Leeds win. 2-1 win is my prediction, and that does bring us to the end of episode 40 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much, as always, to Charles for joining me,
Thanks for having me on, mate.
and thank you very much to Clark Bradley as well for
Thank
making
you
your
for having me
debut
on.
here. Really appreciate
I've
you
not
coming on.
scored on my debut, which is sad. I've not done Nketiah.
Yeah, you haven't got man of the match either.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. Thank you very much, Clark, for coming on. And thanks to everyone as well who has listened or watched. We really do appreciate it. Of course, we have on YouTube and Facebook, as well as iTunes, Spotify, and Soundcloud, and Stitcher, I believe. Stitcher.
What is Stitcher?
Stitcher, it's a podcast provider,
Right, I'll take your word for
I
that.
believe. Yeah, but if you enjoyed the podcast, then why not subscribe or follow? Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts if you're listening on there. Share the podcast around as well. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow everyone else as well on Twitter. At Ed_McIntyre 98. Charles, you're
At Ups and Downs 999.
Clark. Where can people find you?
I'm at C_Lark Bradley.
Yeah.
So my name with an underscore between the C and the L.
Fair enough. Follow everyone on social media, that'd be great, and also subscribe to the All Things Leeds YouTube channel as well if you have not already. Me and Charles, we will be back next week, so for now, take care and we'll speak to you soon.